Okay, guys. Here we go. We're jumping into it right away. The lag from FEDOR GORST versus... Look at how close this lag is. What the heck? They're gonna check with the ball. And FEDOR just barely gets it. Wow. Wild. Right out the gate. This is Gary Gullett, I think is how you say his name. I can't imagine pronouncing it any other way. Gary Gullett, first time I've seen him play. 625 Fargo, having a decent tournament out there at the Derby City Classic in the final 40? Hold on, let me confirm that. Final... We are down to... 46. So... Yeah. Go, let's do this, get the chat rolling. Boom. There we go. Let's go FEDOR. FEDOR got a pretty decent draw this round, I'd say. I'd say he got a pretty decent draw this round. We can take a look around the rest of the matchups and see some pretty big matchups for this stage of the tournament. We're starting to get down to it. Mentionable matchups. Moritz Neuhausen versus Shane Van Boning got called this round. Jeffrey DeLuna versus Sky Woodward. Shane Wolford, Jesus Atencio. Brandon Schuff, John Mora. Chan Salim versus Josh Filler. And Lucas Fracasso Werner versus Roberto Gomez. Those are the most notable matchups. Yeah, I think a lot of people would like Sky in that match, especially considering he just beat Levan Corteza like 9-2. So Sky must be hitting him pretty dang good. But early days in this match, it looks like Gary Gullett's going to be jumping for his first shot. FEDOR broke dry. Good morning, everybody. Finding your way in. Should be a very makeable jump shot here. See how... Yeah, Gary can jump the ball. Gets a look at the deuce. What's up, Queequeg? Well, I will say, like I said earlier, Gary seems to be having a good tournament for a 625 Fargo. Let's see how he handles the FEDOR GORST effect. See if he can keep those nerves settled. Plays a nice shot there. Nudges the four closer to the side pocket, makes the run out just a touch easier. Background, I'm not sure. He's a player out of Campton, Kentucky, so he's a local guy from Kentucky. So I'm assuming plays in the Derby City most years. Plays in the Derby City Classic most years. Seems to be hitting the ball pretty good right here. Big shot here in this rack. I mean, 9 balls covered, or sorry, the 6 balls a little bit covered by the 9, so he's really got to make sure he gets way up table. And if you go forward here, the cue ball wants to track 2 rails towards the 9 and 7, so you got to put a touch of inside on the ball. Oh, he plays the 3 rail shot. Really nice shot. Yeah, he's hitting the ball good. All right. Well, actually, you know what? He's got kind of a funny angle here. He's going to have to load up the stroke to get there, it looks like. Maybe cheat the pocket and hit the 7 as full as possible. Go 2 rails forward, maybe. I think punching it around the 9 is going to be too tall of an order. Uses the 9, clips the 9, and gets real nice on the 8. Holy crap. Guy Woodward next door playing his match versus Jeff DeLuna. Guy Gary can hit the ball. We'll definitely keep you guys up to date on the scores around the table or around the room. Ooh, Chris Reinhold drew Alex Pagulayan. Very interesting matchups. Oh, Demetrius Gelatis up 2-0 over Billy Thorpe. Demetrius, really good player. Let's see how he deals with the break here. Massive difference between high 600 Fargo players and high 700 Fargo players is how often do they convert a win into a break and run. Let's see how clean the break looks here. What's up, famous YouTuber? Wow, hits it really thick. The 1 ball goes way high. Comes up dry and leaves Feder a decent look at the 1 ball to get things started. Yeah, plays it nicely. Gets a little bit in between on the 2 ball, but I think he should be able to avoid the side pocket drawn to the 3 ball. A lot of traffic for any ideas of going forward. Feeling it out right now, feeling the shot, looking at where it's going to go if he goes forward. He's looking at going forward. No? Oh, no, back and forth maybe. Maybe above the side pocket, below the side pocket. Maybe like this. And back over. Difficult shot here. Does FEDOR still have a rebuy? It looked like on Digital Pool it was showing no, even with no losses. Yes, he's got to look at this shot. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, he has a rebuy. Just look through his match history. You'll see he has not lost, and so we're good to go there. That's weird, Ike. Maybe it's because we went live so recently. That could potentially be it. Looks like they usually call the new round at the top of the hour or at the 30-minute mark for the hour. So if the match ends at a certain time where we're going to go live again quickly, maybe no notification to send out. Today's a big day for this tournament. A lot of matches today for every player. We're down to 40 players, 45 players. So I'd say, I think like 50% of the field has rebuys. Maybe a little bit more than 50% of the field has rebuys at this point. And that would mean, what, we have roughly 6 or 7 more rounds before the finals. Man, after that fantastic 2-ball, FEDOR just makes it look like cake. Easy as a pancake. Yeah. Yeah, Jeb Ryan, historically, this tournament has been actually kind of rough to play in. They added an extra day this year, and it's looking like it's going to make a really big difference because, you know, just imagine FEDOR's in 2 finals already, so if they would have played those finals out, his matches would have already been delayed in the 9-ball by potentially 3, 4, 5 hours. And if he makes a deep run in the 9-ball as well, you're looking at, you know, if we tried to finish tonight, we're looking at like a 10 a.m. finish tomorrow. So, and that's historically what has happened on the final day. The players have been playing. They play through the night and finish at like 7 or 10 a.m. Yeah, I think the extra day is just making a huge difference. Look at this. Makes the 1-ball and the deuce. Has a look at a very difficult cut to make the 3-ball. And the natural path of the cue ball looks like it's going into the 5. So, going to be difficult to make this and get on the 4. I've not heard of a lot of players being sick yet either. That's a nice change as well. That's funny. Usually when you get, 1,000 people in a small area like that or more, that's just what happens. People get sick. This is an awkward spot because there's no obvious safe here either. You're almost forced to shoot. And he's looking at the natural path right now. The 5 is big. If you don't hit the 5, the side pocket is big. Really awkward spot here. But made a decent break. Lost his cue ball a little bit, obviously, but we'll see if he can manage. Does go for a safety play. Wow, that's like just way too smart, dude. That is way too smart. Man, the natural kick off the top short rail is blocked by the 6 ball. The natural kick off of the left-hand long rail, I believe, is blocked by the 9 ball, pardon me. So the jump shot's the only shot, but how do you play the jump shot? Unless you can see the left-hand edge of the 3 ball. Can you thin the 3 ball and just leave the cue ball up on the short rail and leave it really difficult? Six more tables this year, too. 6 more tables. That's massive. He's going to try to twist it, it looks like. He does twist it short. I think that this option just sells out so often. But hey, anything's better than ball in hand, right? Probably load this ball up with a ton of inside and just come off the top short rail, try to spin towards the 4. Sometimes better to take your medicine on this shot. Oh, he plays the 2 rail, stun and inside. God, if I could, I wish I could trust my stroke to shoot shots like that. It's so cool to see. And we're off to the races. A couple of great shots. This opportunity was afforded because of the really clever safety play he made on the 3 ball. Yeah, don't forget to click that like button, guys, and also check out the links in the video description. There's all kinds of interesting stuff that FEDOR's got going on if you want to get involved and help support his endeavor as a professional pool player. Hey, Robert, can we get a mod in here and maybe put Robert in timeout? He knows that he knows there's a valid loophole right there. That happened. Technically, Mickey won on that inning. So, I'm allowed to stream. Yeah, FEDOR just doing his thing, and like I said earlier, converting a win into another rack win by maintaining control after the break and playing a great safety shot. Oh, no mods but me on this channel? Well, I gotta ask FEDOR then. Maybe we could mod. We do need a couple mods. Does FEDOR still have a rebuy in 9-ball digital pool? This is a really common question in the chat. Yes. Yeah, there's been some input issues on digital pool. There's a number of players who are still undefeated that are marked with no rebuy. So all you have to do is look at a player's match history, and you can see if they've lost a match or not. And if they have not lost a match, then they still have their rebuy. FEDOR's one of those players. 1-ball coming way high, just like it did on Gary's break. Interesting. Maybe the rack. Maybe some gaps in the rack causing the 1-ball to throw high. But FEDOR does have a look at the 1-ball here. Looks like it might be cuttable, but probably difficult to hold the cue ball for the 2 if you do cut it in. See what he does. I don't believe FEDOR is cross-eye dominant, Abdullah. Or Abdul Hadi. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at pronouncing names that are not American names. Plays the cue ball. 4 rails. Dodges all the traffic. Finds his way back down table. Almost 4 rails. Do they change the rack daily or only on request? I believe that any issues on the table with racking tend to not be problems with the template. They tend to be issues with divots on the table because the balls have been racked in the same spot so many times that those divots start to drift. And I know the same can be... Wow. Losing the cue ball. I guess he was hoping to play a bank on the 4-ball here. But as I was saying about the racks tend to have more elastic deformation, meaning when they're made of materials that bounce back a little bit more. Where if you start to get divots in the cloth or in the glue under the cloth, that's more of a plastic deformation that stays. So it can vary table to table more than it does rack to rack. Going for the jump bank here. Very close. 4-ball out in the open. With an angle that offers position to the 5-ball. Got to put a real clean stroke on this ball, though. Gary looking to just roll the ball out to the left side of the table to make potting the 4-ball easier. Taking advantage of the fact that the 5-ball's real close to the top right corner. Still got to put a real clean stroke on this ball, and Gary's been in his chair for 2 racks. Let's see if he can play as good as he did in the first rack. He does put it down. And fades the side pocket. Great shot by Gary. But does the 9 get in the way? He doesn't seem too disappointed. We must have an open shot here. Makes a nice punch shot with a bit of spin to get that little extra movement upward, so he's got a shot on the 6 ball in the opposite corner. Nice little shot there for not having much angle. Looks like he's looking to play this 2 or 3 rails, yeah. I kind of like the decision there to go 2 instead of 3, because sometimes if you hit that ball and you cue too low and you come like tight to this corner, that 9 ball can come into play if you plan to play 3 rails. So that was kind of a clever shot there by Gary. 7 balls close to the corner, should be makeable. Ah, but he comes up short on the 9. Here we go. Drama. Tries to slice and dice, but leaves Fedor with an open look near the spot. Free money. Hey, does anyone in the chat have any info about that match that fell through last night versus, between Josh Filler and Evan Lunda? Does anyone know what happened there? There you go. The Ghost. It's a free game. Sky Woodward at the table a lot next door versus Jeff DeLuna. Wonder what the score is there. Probably a good time to get some score updates from around the room. Roberto Gomez up 4-2 over Lucas Werner for Casa Werner. Chan Salim up 4-2 versus the Killer. All I heard was they couldn't agree on terms. Yeah, Josh probably wanted to play even. Evan probably wanted a ball or 2. Brandon Schuff up 4-2 over John Mora. Shane Wolford and Jesus Atencio currently 3-3. And Sky Woodward is up 4-2 over Jeff DeLuna. Shane Van Boning and Moritz Newhausen, things going pretty even, 3-2 over there. And Demetrius Gelada still up 3-2 over Billy Thorpe. So a lot of interesting matches going on in this round. This is looking like it's going to be a key round regarding the outcome of the tournament. And our boy FEDOR GORST got a fairly favorable draw. The 9 ball's headed towards the side pocket. Is it going to make it? Golden break. Take off the sweatshirt, buddy. Show us the t-shirt. 9 on the snap. 4-1. and sitting pretty. Lunda plays good one pocket. That ball could have been the difference for sure. Yeah. I think that, I bet you Josh thinks he's stealing if they play even. And it's too close if he gives up the ball. And look at this 9 going in the same exact direction. Cue ball catching it the same way. Comes with a dry break, though, and the 1 ball's tied up with the 6. Difficult to play safe here. Maybe use the 6 to keep the 1 ball where it's at and try to find a place to park the cue ball. But as I was saying about Josh Filler and Evan Lunda, I would assume that Josh thinks he's a big favorite if they play even, and thinks it's too close if he gives up the ball, so therefore it wasn't worth it to stay up all night in a race to 11. What happens if you hit a golden break and scratch? The 9 ball just spots up, then your opponent gets ball in hand. Yeah. With these shots, you got to find a way to use the 6 to manipulate the 1 ball. It's kind of a cute shot there. A little difficult to control and get a really good outcome, but didn't get a terrible outcome. Federer knows exactly what he's doing, it looks like. Just walks up and just feels like he's already got an idea. What was the bet? It was supposed to be $50K a piece, I think. Allegedly. Plays at the bank. Oh my gosh. He wasn't... If he wasn't banking that ball and he was just playing the safe, I need to talk to this guy. How do you see that shot? If that's what he was playing. He just walked away from the table, didn't wave, nothing. Like, that's what he was playing. God, him and Shane, man. They're so creative with safety play. Who won the ring game last night? Good question. I didn't watch it at all. I don't really care for the Banks ring game. Gary Gullett's going to leave a look at this 1 ball. Sky won the Banks last night. Yeah, Sky looks like he's playing good. He looks, just looking over to the left there when he walks in frame, he looks very comfortable. Looks very like he's moving quickly. No, I'm sure that had extreme. I'm sure that that had an effect on the decision, right? Because if Josh thinks he's a big favorite, why would he walk away from a match that he's the favorite to win 50K and get a piece of that? Where on the flip side, he does. I'm sure he wants to chase WNT points. Otherwise, he wouldn't be wearing WNT jerseys in the event. Ooh, Just missing the one ball. Ties up a couple of things on the rack, though. Not completely tied up, but at least makes position play slightly more interesting. Specifically for the 4-ball. But I will say the 4 and 6 are looking fairly decent there. For a combo, at least. Bryson knows the 6 out of the way, but it ends up in almost exactly the same spot, so he's going to have to play the combo. Which it would have been nice to have the 6 there to get back from the 5-ball up table here to play the 7 in the side. Misses the combo. So whoever shoots the 6 is the big favorite to get out. The 7 may pass into the upper left corner here, but it looks pretty tight. I don't think you walked away from a commitment. There's a lot of negotiating and haggling in money matches, so. Well, ends up a little bit on the wrong side of the 5 here. It would be really nice to get fairly straight on the 6-ball. You don't need to be perfectly straight because you could just, you know, maybe roll off the short rail here out to a position somewhere in here to play the 7 in the side. Just checking to see if the 7 goes in the corner pocket, it looks like. Maybe when he walked over to that side of the table. So let's see what he decides to do. Tries to get straight, but the 9-ball comes into play. Okay, I'm having too much fun with my eye tracker. I'll turn it off. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Gotcha. There's new tech, famous YouTuber. Yeah, it's an eye tracker. It shows you what I'm looking at. Real nice contact there. Is the cue ball going to stop in time to play the 7? It is. And now it looks like when you hit the 7 towards the corner, the 8's going to trickle just right up next to this corner here. It would be unlucky if you hit the 8 thick enough to send the 8 into this rail and then to settle like on the short rail here. That would be really unlucky. He says it's a close hit. I'm sure that's what he's saying. He says, Fedor, it's pretty close. You want me to call a ref over? And Fedor's like, nah, it's going to be pretty obvious if you make a good hit. Plenty of space there. It clearly goes. Oh my gosh, just make them both. Just make them both. Here we go. Great shot by Gary Gullett. I got to step out real quick. Leave you guys with the tunes and this next rack. I'll be back in just a minute or two. I'm going to go make some coffee. Filler still down at versus John Salim. Little German versus German action. John is German, right? John is German. Did I not update the score before I left? Let me confirm the score, guys. It is 4-2. We're good. All right. Fedor's first unforced error happens to be in Iraq. That's very tied up. All finals take place tomorrow on Sunday. Looks like a couple more matches were called. Marshall Wooten is playing Jersa Martinez. Pia Filler versus Tyler Steyer. These are the key two shots of the rack here. Needs to get a look at this 4-ball. It would be nice if he could disturb the 8, but not necessarily required. Decides against it. How about the carom here? Does the 9-ball carom go? Is that what he's looking at? There might be a two-way shot for the 9-ball carom. He's looking at it. It lays pretty good. And it goes. Wow, great shot by Gary Gullett, showing us something, showing us some speed. Putting some heat on Fedor. Little 625 Fargo here, showing us he's here to play. Wow, 9 just comes straight out of the stack. If I was Fedor, I might check the next rack. That was not a tight rack on the back. Make a mental note. Let's see if he checks the next rack if and when Gary wins another game. But Gary does find a pocket for at least one of the balls. Looks like the 4-ball found a pocket. He's got a nice opener to just roll the ball in. He doesn't need a strong finish in the 9-ball to lock up the all-around, but he needs a reasonably deep run. Because in theory, if he loses both finals and one of the players from the other final like wins the 9-ball or gets to the semifinals or finals, I think it's possible for him to lose it. Although Tony Chohan is out of the 9-ball, right? So it's really up to SVB. It's really just between Federer and SVB now. Like, say, for instance, if Federer lost both finals and SVB wins the 9-ball and the 1 pocket, I think it's really close. I think Federer would need to get past somewhere around the final 10, final 5. Something like that, I think. I'm just kind of feeling it out. I don't really know the exact scoring structure. How many rounds do I think till the finals? Probably like 15 total rounds. That's usually where it finishes. 14 or 15. He would have to sleep in and not show up tomorrow. Well, there's still 40 players left in the 9-ball. That's the only question mark, like I said. I mean, it's looking like he's got it locked up. For all intents and purposes, it looks like it's going to be real tough. Like, a perfect storm would have to happen for Federer to not get the all-around. Exactly, Slim. Exactly. 35 players left this round, actually, not 40. Yeah, I think Jason Shaw wasn't feeling well. I think that's what I heard. What's up, Ed Buds? Beautiful shot. Beautiful stuff. No concessions this set. Better goes ahead. 5-3. Score updates around the room. I'll do one quick run around because all these matches are looking really close. This is... I wish I was in the building for this round specifically. It looks so interesting. Moritz Neuhausen up 5-4 over Shane Van Boning. Sky Woodward up 6-4 over Jeff DeLuna. Brandon Schuff and John Mora tied at 5-5. Demetrius Gelatis, Billy Thorpe tied at 4-4. Shane Wolford, Jesus Atencio tied at 6-6. John Salim up 6-4 over Josh Filler. Chris Reinhold, Alex Pagulayan at 3-5 with Alex in the lead. And Pius Labutis just wins another rack to get the lead over Matt Ross at 4-3. Lucas Fracasso Werner and Roberto Gomez, the score 5-4 in favor of Roberto. So many close matches this round. Very interesting round. Better comes up dry on the break again and gives a little wave because he left his opponent hooked. I'm going to go throw some cream in my coffee and I'll be right back. Ooh, looks like our boy tried to miss the 3-ball there. But alas, he found gravity. Ooh, the cue ball drifted a little bit to the right. Gives Feder some cleaner room or more room to cue with. No, trying to learn this, no, they don't keep any statistics like that, no. I mean, the vast majority of the field is like 550 to 650 with 500 players. Sean, what do you mean they rate you? All right, one more for the good guys. Kahlua or Bailey's? No, it's just regular coffee. Regular coffee. Regular old coffee. Dum, 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 dum. Sure, yeah, Sean, they do have Fargo ratings, but it's like they don't have like a statistic for the average Fargo for the field. I think that's what the question was asked, but yeah. Sky and Jeff at 6-4, I believe. Yeah, 6-4 in favor of Skylar Woodward. Better does find the pocket for the one and another ball. Leaves himself an awkward cut into the side pocket, jacked up over the 4 ball with the cue ball tracking away from the 3. Yet another awkward spot off the break. Let's see. He's been so creative up to this point. I wonder if this ball's cuttable in the side and play 2 rails to play the 3 ball in the same side pocket, maybe? I have no idea. He's jacked up over the 4. Hey, it's my pleasure, Jeremy Andrews. Good to see you, man. Yeah, if he wasn't jacked up here, if he wasn't elevated, it would be much easier to negotiate this shot. Slim, what was that? Where is that? Where is this? It's on Facebook. I want to go take a look at that. Was it on Fargo Rate's Facebook page? About 2/3 of the 500 Derby City Classic 9-ball players have an established Fargo rating. The tall, light-colored bars show the number of those players in each rating range. Next to those are the number who made it to round 4 and the number who made it to round 6. Interesting. This shows each range, each rating range, the number of players with established rating who played round 1. Okay, yeah. I'll show the graphic on screen in between racks. It's a very interesting graphic. Thank you for the info. Jeff DeLuna next door looking at looks like a big spot. He's looking a little bit stressed out. Got a big jump. I wish I could just turn the camera and look over there. Looks like it didn't turn out too good. Sorry, Jeff. Wouldn't that be something, Robert? That would be something. Coming up a little short here. This is not going to feel good for your key shot to get on the 9-ball. What's up, bees? Hair Pig, it's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. Good to see you, man. Score updates after this rack as well. Good shot. Nice out. Let's go take a look at this graphic real quick by where is it? Right here. Very interesting graphic. This shows for each rating range the number of players with established rating who played round 1 and the number who advanced to round 4. If you look right here, all of the 800 plus Fargo players made it to round 6. And let's see, it looks like 5 of them from 750 to 800 didn't make it to round 6. Anyway, interesting graphic. And we'll go over the scores here. Updates of all these close matches. Moritz Neuhausen up 5-4 over Shane Van Boning. I'm sure someone's live streaming that. Oh, that's pay-per-view. Yeah. No surprise there. Shocker. Sky Woodward up 7-5 over Jeff DeLuna. Jesus Atencio takes the lead versus Shane Wolford at 7-6. Brandon Schuff and John Mora tied 6-6. Demetrius Gelatis, Billy Thorpe tied 5-5. Chris Reinhold, Alex Pagulayan 6-4. Josh Filler, Chan Salim tied at 6-6. So Josh Filler's won 3 in a row. And Pius Labuda's finally running away with his match at 6-3 over Matt Ross. Look at this break. Makes a ball. 9-ball dresses up over the corner. Can I watch that again? Did the 9 fly off the back of the rack again? It did. He's pulling... Is he pulling a move, guys? Is he gapping the rack, do you think? Gary... I'm going to say this with an asterisk. Obviously, we give the benefit of the doubt. I get it. Right? Like, this could be happening without intention. But holy snap, look at this break. This is the same thing that happened last rack that he broke. 9-ball flies towards the corner pocket as if there was a gap on that side. Let me see if I can show the other break that I was referring to earlier. Yeah. This is his last break before the one that we just watched. It's flying out of the stack towards the corner pocket. So, like I said, we won't accuse intention because it could be happening without his knowledge. But you gotta believe that he knows what could be causing that. So I would bet that Federer, if he stays in a comfortable lead, Federer probably won't check the rack. But if it starts to get close again, I would assume that Federer would check that rack. Third time's a charm. Yeah, we'll see, huh? Oh, decent shot, but he overhits it and leaves a look, maybe, at the one ball. At least a rail first look. This ball is pocketable, even if he can't see it cleanly. I didn't control the camera. I just zoomed in. It's more of like a click and drag to digitally zoom on a part of the stationary image. Unlucky. Unlucky there. Come on, Federer, look at the 9 ball. No, I'm joking. Doesn't look like any natural path leads to it. Cue ball's coming up short, trying to tuck him up into the 8 and 3, but doesn't get there. So he leaves access to the top short rail to kick this 2 ball away. He's looking to see if he can thin the 2. That would probably be, probably be a better shot, because if you thin the 2, you can bring the cue ball back down this way. But if you have to kick the 2, you have to kick the 2 around the 7 over to here, yeah, and hope that the cue ball stays in the same spot, because otherwise you leave a shot straight in on the side pocket. Looks like another break is taking place next door. Can't tell who's seated over there. Looks like Sky was seated during that break, which means Jeff DeLuna got another rack on Sky, bringing things a little bit closer. Probably 7-6 over there now. So many close matches this round. This is a hell of a round. $7-6, John Salim. Very interesting. $8-6 now. Did he snap the 9? Better one away from the hill here. Let's do this real quick, guys. Look at this round. Moritz Neuhausen. 5-4. Sky Woodward. 7-6. Look at this. Tie game here. Close to tie game here. Tie game here. John on the hill. And Tyler Steyer just over here beating down on Pia Filler. Jamie Blair, no, you can certainly gap a rack, a template rack. It's actually arguably easier to put specific gaps, like specific desired gaps. Ooh, almost sending the 9 at the side pocket, but the 1 jars up and doesn't fall. Another dry break for FEDOR GORST. He is really struggling with the break on this table. Yeah, with a template rack, because the balls are pressed together, there's more friction between the balls. Therefore, you can pull a ball away even like a millimeter, and it can stay because the friction of the other balls pressing on it will hold it in place. Looks like Sky's racking over there on the table next door. Looks like Sky maybe just got to the hill. He should ask Gary for some pointers on breaking. Fact check based. Correct. SVB lost to Moritz. It's over already? Oh, yeah, that score hasn't been updated in a long time. Tyler loves the equipment that he's playing with right now. Last I talked to him about it, he says he really likes the equipment that he's playing with. I believe Tyler's still not tied down by a sponsor, so he gets to experiment with anything and play with whatever he wants to play with, so. Decent cue ball. Probably trying to run into the 8-ball there, but looks good. John beats Filler. So there's a decent-sized upset for this round. John is certainly a capable player, though. I wonder if he's an 800 Fargo yet. 774. Wow. Oh, Frank mentioned he has a sponsor but hasn't announced it yet. Interesting. Cool. I know for a while he was considering not having a Q sponsor, but he must have found something he really likes. Are we taking a player break here? I did not type that, guys. Looks like we're taking a quick little player break. Hey, I'm allowed to swap to another table on the player break. Let's see, just real quickly. I want to see what's going on between Sky and Jeff. Actually, no. Yeah, screw it. Sky and Jeff. Let's take a quick look at that on table 8. AI typed it. Freaking AI. You're practically an AI bot, Feder, so yeah. Look at this. Jeff DeLuna on the wrong side of the 6 ball. It's not terrible, though. This ball's cheatable. And he could just follow and play the 7 in the bottom right. Yeah, easy game. Ooh, we got to catch over there in the hoodie. Next door on table 7. Who's she playing again? What game we playing again? She's up 3-0 on Mickey Krause right now. Hell yeah. On table 7. Let's see how she breaks the balls. Is she wearing Yeezys? Damn, she is in the ultimate comfort mode right now. Look at this spot. She's up 3-0 and breaking. On one of the, what would you say, one of the best playing players of the week. But she doesn't come away with a shot there. Let's get back to our home table here. And Mickey was wearing FEDOR GORST merch? No kidding. Let's see if she makes this jump shot. I'm assuming she's going to play the jump shot, no? The jump shot's not terrible here. She's looking at a push. She's looking at a place to push out. I'm surprised she's not jumping this ball. She's so good at jumping the ball. Catch for Mosconi, no kidding. All right, I'm going to go back to table 9. I don't want to miss any action over here. Sorry, guys. Like the players are still not here. Oh, our boy is back. Grabbed his cue. He's not waiting for Feder. Is Feder in his chair? I can't see. It's too dark back there. Real nice shot from Gary. Oh, yeah, I see him. There he is. He's sitting on the left there. He blends in, man. It's too dark. Unlucky to kiss the 5 right there. Yeah, you can see Gary a little frustrated. Yeah, exactly. I can only see his collar. What's up, cue ball control sometimes? Good to see you, man. Moritz Newhausen beat SVB. Someone in the chat said that they were watching the pay-per-view. Tyler Steyer up 8-0 on Pia Filler. Holy moly. Yeah. Unlucky there, Gary. Oh my gosh. Shane Wolford, Jesus Atencio tied 8-8. Hill. John Mora, Brandon Schuff 8-7 in favor of John. Billy Thorpe, Demetrius Gelatis 6-6. What the hell is going on this round? Everybody's going the distance. Lucas Werner, LFV, Roberto Gomez tied at 7-7. Holy crap. Pia does still have a rebuy, yes. And SVB is going to use his rebuy, correct. Better coming up a little short on this 6-ball. Oh, he overran the 6-ball. He was intending to play the combo, it looks like, based on his gesture there. I thought he was coming up short on some sort of safety play. Ended up perfect for a safety play. Well, if you're Gary, I think you just got to kick and try to make this ball. No, the safety kicking to the left is not easy. Oh, no, never mind. Kicking 2 rails at this ball is quite good. 2 rails this way, and then hitting the 6. If you can send the cue ball up table, it's really good. Well, catches the other side of the 6, and it still turns out really good. Nice shot. That's a hell of a shot right there. Oh my gosh, he clips the 6 so thin. Is he going to end up behind something? No, he ends up running into the 7. And leaving Gary long. No way, Randy Kincaid. That is a very interesting statistic. See if I can find Mickey here. Wow. Well, he hit that ball great last time, but this time he didn't even threaten the pocket. Now Fedor's got a look at potentially a two-way shot in a bank on the 6 ball maybe, or... maybe use the 7 as cover. Plays the bank, almost gets away with the 2 rail. Almost gets the twice as nice. Oh my gosh, is Jeff DeLuna and Sky Woodward? That's Hill right now, right? Jeff is racking. What is going on with this round, guys? Shane Wolford, Jesus Atencio, Hill. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this screen. Hill. 7-7. Yeah, all support is very much appreciated, Sean. Change this song. What a stroke here coming out from Gary Gullett. Gets a little lovely rub there on the 9 ball to still end up straight in. Whoa, Hal Turner coming in with a $50 super chat. Holy crap. Gary Gullett gets to 5. Let's take a look at that. Let's watch the rack, guys. Watch the rack. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up on that super chat. That's super generous, Hal. Sorry about the laggy feed. Hopefully that resolves shortly. Actually, I think I'm going to refresh it. See if that helps. Let's go with... turn that off. Turn it back on. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of lag, guys. Sorry. Might be having some Wi-Fi troubles or internet troubles from the venue, but we will... power through. Check out the 9 ball, see if it flies to the upper left-hand corner pocket. Not really. It kind of slowly moved out of the rack. That time it looked like the rack was a little bit tighter, but he still makes a ball. And has a look at the 1. Let me try and change some settings on this. Maybe that'll help. Boom! Coming in, Chris Harris with the $9.99. Let's do this. Let's change the buffering. Let's try that. Quick little refresh. Yeah, it looks like it's on Derby City Classic side, Digital Pool side. That jumpiness. So sorry about that, guys. We'll just have to watch through it. Yeah, definitely not like the previous racks, Robert. It was moving a lot slower. And it looks like he does hang up the 1 ball for our boy here, giving Fedor a chance to get on the hill. Next door, Jeff DeLuna at the table. Wow, very cool, Randy. Hal, you're a heck of a pool fan, coming in with all those super chats. That's very generous of you. This song totally sounds like a beat that Snoop Dogg would have made. Apologize for the feed, guys. There's really nothing I can do on this end to fix it. And Howard Heslin coming in with a $4.99, and Marcelino Montoya coming in with a $19.99. Holy crap, you guys. What's going on with the super chats? You guys are out of control. How you doing, Marcelino? Good to see you. It's been a while. I guess that's how it goes, right? During the holidays, we all kind of get into our families and don't really do a lot with pool. And then January hits, we go boom, Derby City Classic. February comes around, we go boom. I know there's something going on in February, but I can't think of it offhand. Then March comes around. Oh yeah, no, BCA Expo in February, and then you got boom, U.S. Open in March, right? It's like all kinds of action early in the year after we've all been relaxing at home with our families. It's a fun time of year. Plenty to stream, plenty to watch, sweat. Matchroom events start happening in, I think, March. Is Levan Corteza out? I don't know. I know that he was just beaten by Sky Woodward, like 9-2. Who won between Sky and Jeff? Let's take a look. And Vince coming in with a $19.99. The super chats are out of control, guys. Sky Woodward beats Jeff DeLuna. Jesus Atencio beats Shane Wolford. John Mora, Brandon Schuff, still Hill. Lucas Fracasso Werner takes his first lead of the match versus Roberto Gomez. Gets ahead 8-7. FEDOR GORST makes it on the hill. You guys are so awesome with all the super chats. That's massive, guys. Yeah, exactly, Ike. That thumbs up is free on the stream, too. You guys are great. All the chat regs are here right now, right? We got like 1,000 people watching, I think. 900 people watching, so one of the smaller streams of the week, but all the diehards are here. Gotta like it. Good vibes, you know? The Ghost is on the hill and running out. It looks like he hasn't hesitated getting down on this 4-ball, so it must pass. Ball moving a little quick, it feels like, but maybe not. This laggy stream makes it tough to track the speed. It's nice on the 6-ball. Yeah, it's me. It's me now, guys. Frank is taking the rest of the weekend off. This is Collins coming out from Sacramento, California. Fedor's going to clean this one up real quickly, it looks like. Ooh, he nudges the 9. What's going to happen with the cue ball here? Is he going to scratch? Oh my God, got away with murder right there, and Gary's going to walk up and shake the hand. What a match. What a way to end the match. All right, guys, we're going to take probably roughly a 30-minute break, I would think, between matches. But definitely stay. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe and then turn on that notification bell if you want to know when he goes live next. We should be able to get it set up so notifications come out. So, yeah, we'll see you guys on the next stream. See who we draw. Let's do one last score update to see what's left of these other matches. John Mora still hill with Brandon Schuff. Billy Thorpe still on the hill against Demetrius Gelatis, and Lucas Fracasso-Werner hill with Roberto Gomez. Ton of good action this round. That's going to do it for me now on this stream. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.